We are recording.
I'm not going to name names where and how and why.
Can and will be used against the court of law. Ask Khabib. Last week Khabib was here.
He pretty explicitly said it wasn't satire, you know. So
I think I said it. I explicitly said that it was satire. I'm not sure Khabib ever said that.
Khabib disagreed with you.
He did, in fact, disagree that it was not satire.
He's like, no, this is all authentic. So you know, I mean, you kind of set your own stuff up when you do that.
Yeah, so we might be sued. So just an FYI.
Yeah. So avoid that media coverage.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. That's a good idea. Let's try to get ourselves sued. So how can this is the name of the show get sued?
Who's the most famous person we can slander? That would be petty enough to sue.
Donald Trump was a good start.
That's a good start. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a fine balance to strike, I guess, because you have to get them like a low enough person on the totem pole who still cares about like what people think of them and like reads their Twitter feed, but high enough that they would care enough to be slandered.
Yeah, and they'll be in the news.
It would be
they get reported.
People need to be talking about it.
If you incessantly tweet at somebody, that in itself becomes a story, I think.
Hey,
is that how news works now?
Yes.
Talk to me. Talk to me. Kesha, talk to me. Hey.
Just like
Kesha's gone through enough.
The Twitter harassment.
Can't take a break.
Yeah, that's Twitter harassment.
That probably violates
Is that a thing?
terms of service
I
or
hope
something.
Oh man, what?
Oh yeah, terms. Yeah, maybe you have to go to Twitter court.
The judge of Twitter court is a giant owl.
This is the Cosmic Owl from like Adventure Time, because that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I would gladly go to Twitter court then.
It strikes me that we haven't introduced our guest today. Frank Zito.
Oh yes,
That's you.
Hi.
You're our guest.
Hello.
So I'll turn it over to you and have you introduce yourself. I don't know how you want me to proceed with your introduction. Generally, we all have done our own awkward intros.
Sure.
And you real sexy like.
Hey.
So do it sexy like.
All right. Hey, this is Frank Zito. I'm a local performer. I like to do comedy sometimes. And when I'm not too busy, I like to be on podcasts. Real sexy podcasts.
Thank you.
Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. And you play on the Heartbreak cast.
Oh,
the improv.
you're gonna talk about Heartbreak? Awesome.
I mean, yeah.
Very
all
cool.
the improvisers we have on, we always let them talk about their teams and jazz.
You
and
never let me
stuff.
talk about my team.
Yeah,
You're a guest.
Talk about Jess's team, do it.
Talk about all of millions.
No,
of
we had
teams.
Casual Pussy over here.
Yeah,
I took
Awesome.
over the show, so
with-
I've had my.
The whole crew was on the show?
We saw spikes that we've never seen on our decibel levels with Cash Puss in the house.
They were
The
pretty
pussies
high.
get real loud.
Awesome.
Their normal volume is like screaming.
I gotta be honest, loud pussy's better than quiet. Gotta say that.
Oh man.
Audible is
Audible
always
pussy.
nice, yeah. Audible pussy.
Do I agree
That'll
with
be our
that? Is that-
podcast.
Audible, that would be awesome. I would listen to that.
Let's see,
You could
that's
do Ask a
good.
Pussy on. Okay, I gotta stop saying
That's
that
just
word.
a
Make me
segment.
feel really uncomfortable. No.
Audible,
Audible
yeah.
Pussy.
I can't say these words at home. You realize that, right? So like I've been trained
Oh, right.
now. I can't even say like stupid without getting yelled at.
Oh
So,
man,
yeah.
it's like elementary school all over
It's
again.
fantastic. It's like I have the cleanest language, so nobody at work knows that I grew up the son of a sailor man. So,
Was he a real sailor, or he
Yeah,
just
he was
cussed
a-
like a sailor?
oh well. I mean, he was a real sailor and he cussed like a sailor.
Oh, okay. So it's
So prejudice in that case,
It's true.
Unfortunately, it's true. Yeah. not to be supporting that type of concept,
Was he-
mind you.
like a navyman, like a navy sailor, like a.
He was in Vietnam,
Okay.
and he was on. He calls it a tin can.
He's on a tin can.
They called it a tin can. I don't remember the type of ship. but-
Horrifying. I mean, times have changed. I mean, we have more money now, but I feel like if they were on a tin can at that point, then
I don't know.
no wonder we didn't win that one.
I think it was a wow. Yes, this is true.
Tin
Much
can.
more advanced technology these days.
It was a boat, though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Not like a keg. I'm just imagining him spinning around on a keg or something like in the ocean. That wasn't it.
He's pulling, Tom Hanks. He's Wilson. You're why we lost this war.
I actually ziplined one time with a Nazi.
With a Nazi?
A group of Nazis.
Wow.
It was weird.
It's a gaggle of Nazis.
It was a gaggle of Nazis.
Wouldn't it be a murder of Nazis?
It is. Yes, that's the joke I was going for. Darn it!
I was with a murder of Nazis. But it's a big mine that they filled in with like a lot of water, and then people go drink beers and jump in the water and float around and get sunburnt and shit. And we went there, and they have a zip line.
It's probably a Missouri rural thing.
It is a rural Missouri.
It's not quite as posh as you think it is, I think.
Well, it's not posh. It's not posh at all. No, I mean, it's a lot. I said they were all...
Let's all go hang in these old mines. This would be a good time.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty, like, it's like you could get a campsite there.
Sure.
Like, it's a resort.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't want to do it. I definitely want to do it.
I'm not saying it's not that cool. The zip line was cool. So I did the zip line. I went up at the end of the day, do like a little zip line. It was like $20. Do zip line down and back. Great, fine. I get there, and there's like two guys with their shirts off, full of Nazi tats. Like all like back swastika, like huge swastika, like all over the chest. I'm like, all right. And I'm the only one. I didn't have a friend with me. I was like, they were friends, but no one wanted to zip line. So I was like, all right,
oh my goodness.
This is now when I'm going to zip line with Nazis. And I think that was like the first day of level 1 of the improv shop at Pat's. So I got, and it was like,
brought that up.
Like I did, because it was like, say one thing about you, and it's like, well, I zip lined with Nazis today. And then I came here.
Did you talk to him?
Yeah, they seemed like amiable guys. I'm German, so I probably fit the mold.
They were fine with that.
At that point, I had my shaved close crop head kind of thing. My God. So they probably thought I was one of the crew.
Wow.
What's up, brother?
They wanted to do a parade in downtown Columbia, Missouri, when I was a sophomore in college there, and it was a college campus. So obviously there was a lot of protesting to this, and they ended up granting them a permit to walk on the sidewalk because they weren't able to get a street permit. So the street was full of people protesting this march. The Nazis were all in their little regalia shit, but they had to have SWAT marching with the Nazis because there were so many protesters lining the streets. And then the people who ended up doing the most hate were the protesters. They were the ones ripping down the Nazi signs and punching the Nazis, and then they would get pepper spray. I got a little residual pepper spray from a little. I was a fucking idiot. I was going around around the front lines. I'm like, yeah, let's follow them around and shit. And then I saw this one guy just jack a Nazi in the face, and then a big SWAT guy with a huge can was just and there's just spray going everywhere.
Was this while you were a Gonzo journalist?
I mean, I was at the Mizzou Journalism School. I was probably high, so that was technically I was on lunch from a training seminar for my fraternity. We were learning how to do fraternity. I started a fraternity. Well, I restarted a fraternity. It's difficult. No, I was part of a 10 or 12 person class that restarted a fraternity that had been at Mizzou for over 100 years, and we got kicked off 4 years before, and then they're like, let's try again. So I didn't really have the generic college fraternal experience that most people did. My pledgeship was starting up and then running a fraternity, which was cool. I didn't really get to be hazed. So that was neat. During my training, I got opportunities to go on a lunch to a Nazi march and get pepper sprayed.
Wow. Different. Nazis you would later zip line with, so.
Maybe. Who knows? They could have been there. Life. So that was neat. That was the first time I saw snipers on a roof.
Oh my.
Wow. That's cool.
There were snipers protecting...
I don't know. I mean, they were up there. I don't know what they were... Yeah, what they were expecting, but when I left, I left because there was something altercation with a little punk emo kid or something and a cop, and I just saw the kid get slammed to the ground by the cop, and I'm like, nope, I'm out, and I just turned and I ran back. This is too close. It was 5-10 feet away. It's I'm out. See you guys. But it was fun. Fun while it lasted. for me. Not for some of the people who got pepper sprayed right on and got slammed to the ground by the police, probably.
Oh.
But all of that because the Nazis just wanted to march around in their regalia and preach their hate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're counting on those crowds to show up so that they can cause that type of disturbance is ultimately what their goal is.
They won.
Yeah, unfortunately, if people show up and are angry, if you show up and you're like, just quietly going,
but here's the weird thing.
No, you're fine.
The main thing they were protesting in Columbia was the journalism school because they felt it turned out Marxists.
Whoa.
Which I can attest is accurate. But
wait, it turned out Marxists?
Somewhat. But I feel like I thought they were on the same team. I thought Marxists and Nazis were...
No, they hated each other.
No idea.
Yeah.
I thought they were in one of the Berlins together.
I mean, briefly, well, not briefly, but for part of the war, Stalin and Hitler were allies, so that...
Does that mean they did it?
Yeah, no.
They did it.
No, wait, maybe I'm wrong about that. Gosh darn it, I might be getting wars mixed up. Were they allies? You guys know offhand?
At one time?
One of them they were.
Because, I mean, it was the Russians that invaded them.
Maybe it was just like a non-aggression pact or something. I'm not sure, but Hitler was like protecting that front so that later on he could swing around and go after it. But I don't know.
Yeah, there was like a big old Stalingrad was a thing. Like they just were like entrenched on the coast of.
But Nazis were socialists, and I thought they hated communists. So
okay,
which is this gradient stepping of.
It's like
we have some shared materials, but not everything. You guys are wrong with your everything.
Right. We eat the crackers, and that's Jesus.
Exactly,
exactly. That ain't right. We're leaving.
Yeah,
that part we can't get on board with.
It's a big split.
Speaking in tongues, we're fine.
We're eating crackers, and it's not Jesus. That's what our church is about.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
I am a pastor. But I know nothing about religion.
You're ordained, right?
Yeah.
Ordained as...
a shaman, according to the state of Missouri. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Whoa, that's the legit qualification.
That's a legit
qualification. How do you do that?
Well, what's your actual, what are you ordained as?
I went through the Unitarian Life Church.
Unitarian Life Church.
Whatever it is, yeah.
I'm Judaism.
Or United Life Church or something.
Oh.
And I went through, and you really, it's just you just sign up. That's it. It's not hard.
That's it? There's nothing
There's no training of
trial
any kind.
or anything you got to go through?
No, I had no vision quest that was required of me. I did many, but I didn't do them.
Did you do through a website?
Yeah, I went through a website. It was literally just fill out your shit. And I did it kind of as a joke because I thought I wanted to be a stand-up. And I was like, this could be a good bit. Like, I don't know what I thought I was doing. I'm a rep licensed for a bit. Haha, isn't that funny? I don't know.
This is for the ability to talk about a comedy stunt.
But it worked out. Two of my best friends got engaged, and they asked me to marry them.
I was going to say, I got to officiate my friend's wedding because I got ordained for Dudism, which is the Big Lebowski religion. So,
did you put that on the certificate?
Yeah, that was the whole point. It's just so that I was officially ordained in the state of Missouri.
You're a dudist.
I'm a dudist, yeah.
I'm a shaman.
There you go, exactly.
I put shaman on the marriage certificate, and poof, I'm a shaman now.
No, and I got to perform the wedding dressed as Doctor Who.
Oh, so, that's neat.
It was a good day.
Different,
yeah. Good day.
Did you do like a Doctor Who themed ceremony? Or
no, they wrote it. Like they had what they wanted me to say.
Okay. That's nice.
But they felt with my acting and improv training, I would emote it the way they wanted it to be read. So they're like, yes, we want you to do the ceremony. So
nothing. I had to write my own.
Oh,
and after I got there, they told me that their grandparents thought I was a Baptist minister.
Oh, did you talk with like a southern accent?
I didn't.
And they told him that like midway through like a get together,
where we went golfing during the day,
and like we're drinking and stuff,
having beers, golfing, and her grandpa was asking why the minister was drinking. I was like, I didn't even know. No one told me that I was supposed to be a Baptist. So then,
hold on. You were supposed to maintain cover as a Baptist minister,
unbeknownst to me.
I just thought they mistook you.
So then, for like a couple days after, I had to pretend to be a Baptist minister, and so what I did was I had a script that I wrote and everything, and I taped it inside of the Bible that I got from the hotel.
As if they would think it was from the Bible?
As if they thought I was getting the words straight from the Bible. Bible.
God. His or herself.
Like, I've never read that part. Does Cliff and Sarah have a part in the Bible? What book is that?
Mooch off.
Yeah, please. Yeah, so that was neat. And now I get to be a shaman because of that.
Wow.
I don't think I qualify other
awesome.
than that. But in the state of Missouri's eyes, I am a shaman.
Have you not declared your house a church yet? My goodness, for heaven's sake, dodge those taxes. What are you doing? That's from an accountant. Get on it, people.
Get my 501c4.
Yes. Thanks for knowing more than me. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I wrote a whole paper for a blog. A gentleman I work with is a tutor and a super big Catholic,
Okay.
and always tries to recruit me hard. And I
I'm
finally
Catholic.
broke down and told him I was a shaman. But he always tends to treat me as an atheist. It's like, just because
Yeah.
my
You don't believe
beliefs
the right
are
one.
different,
Might as well.
not an atheist. Like, that's not
So
accurate.
like friendly recruit you or aggressive? Sounds like aggressive recruit you.
I mean, it's
Like
somewhat.
passive aggressive.
It's- yeah.
Passive aggressive. Okay, all right.
He's
There's
a
not really another mode.
he's
for
a dry,
Catholics, so.
sarcastic kind of guy. But anyway, he runs like a blog worth a lot of like law blog bullshit on it.
Blah blah blah.
Bob
blah.
Bob?
Yeah, Bob blah blah or Bob blah blah. That, no, he asked me to write something for him, and I ended up writing about how instead of cutting the like budget for social programs, we could cut all of the like 501c4. Like there's
Oh, wow.
like $72 billion of like churches getting free tax revenue from the government. We could maybe cut down the multi-trillion-dollar war budgets that we have to shoot hot lead at people in other countries and spy on other friends. I don't know. These are just theories, not fact. But I wrote them in a blog form.
Cut to like 15 years later. Sean Madden, lobbyist in D.C.
That's where you're headed.
They won't have me. No, that's actually what the whole part of elections I oppose is the idea of thinking that you need money to run a campaign in 2016. I did a post about it on the YouTube in 2008, I think.
Did you?
And because I thought I didn't see a reason it wasn't possible to run for president with the right ideas and not get enough press without having to pay. And I think Donald Trump is doing a similar thing. He's obviously paying for some things, but
Well, it's what, $10,000 to get on the ballot anywhere?
is it? I don't know. And
Yeah, you're right.
So there's an
It's-
upfront cost.
well,
That was
It's
jerking
it's-
off.
I did a
sign
jerk
from
off
Sean.
into a finishing move.
Well, it is, but it's engineered that way so that you have to use
you have
money
to have a certain amount of money.
to get the exposure, because the only way to get the exposure is with the people who are paying them all off. It's just a loop.
It's a really complicated version of the Monopoly game, like the
Yeah.
where you guys were just trading money.
Well, it's
Yeah, actually, that's a really good.
Well, like now, if you think, I understand with security and all that stuff, you would certainly want something secure, but theoretically, we have the technology now to where we don't have to go to the voting polls anymore. We should be able to, somehow vote from our homes. Somehow.
Vote on Facebook.
And the thing is,
Facebook poll.
So that way people could vote that way, but not only that, we even see now where people are really working their asses off to go, because I campaigned before, and I know how much work you put into that. Going, and these Bernie fans especially are so happy, they're so proud, they're going there. Look at it's so happy, the delegate situation.
Yeah.
What's the need for that anymore?
Yeah, no, I'm
And now,
That was Bernie doing, actually.
and I'm not, by the way, I'm not saying I endorse him. I actually really don't endorse any political candidates. I'm just going to say that because I will not be voting. That's just me. But no, supposedly Bernie is like the, truth-telling candidate that's making it. That's what everyone's making it out to be. And so he's just, the latest was he tied with Hillary in Iowa and then he won New Hampshire, but there's a thing going on with the delegates.
Yeah,
So
she's got like 500,
Yeah.
70 or something I looked at yesterday.
yeah, so they're showing that Hillary might at least tie him in New Hampshire was the last I heard because of the delegates, even though Bernie won.
I remember. So, in 2008, I was a political journalist, and I remember one thing about certain states' regulations and the delegates that would attend the conventions. Some states allow their delegates to choose which candidate they support, regardless of which way their precinct voted.
Yep.
Right.
That is working.
I love that.
Partly electoral college during the presidential election, too. So.
All right. Yeah, I'm cool with it, guys. I'm cool.
Yeah, your vote matters unless we choose to not honor it.
Yep. That is the current situation.
Here's one other thing that I learned as a Ron Paul supporter. That was something we learned. We learned about where the delegates come from. And so we were breaking down the Republican Party because we were we're not only going to get this guy in, we're going to learn the system and we're going to break our way into it. And we're going to take over it. So we started having meetings. This guy, and if I think about it, it's actually very manipulative. It's not really the right way. But anyway, it's interesting how the system works, in my opinion. So anyway, we start having these meetings in Robert's Rules of Order because we're going to start practicing. We learn that basically after everybody votes on TV and we see the big light show, there's the delegation process in Missouri, which anybody supposedly can go to. You don't even have to be registered to the party. You can go in and you can participate in this Republican township caucus. And that's what we learned. Oh my God, there's all these caucuses. We can go in there, we can outnumber them, we can throw the chairman out, and we can run to the top, and we can get Ron Paul in from the inside out. And it was quite an adventure. But then, of course, so we're thinking, we started becoming successful. In my township, we overthrew the chairman, so Ron Paul people got in, we were going to the next district. St. Charles, it made it to the news.
Was this a coup d'etat?
Yes, it was a political coup d'etat. And these Ron Paul supporters, it was happening all over that we're starting to take over these caucuses. And the guy that one chairman was a crazy ass guy. And it was 300 people. They took over the St. Charles, and it was all Ron Paul people. And they started throwing out all the Republicans that were not McCain and that's what they're doing. So the Republican Party finds out about it. And next thing I know, because I came a delegate, I made it to the second round. I made it to the districts. And we were all...
Whoa. How did you make it to the second? Well, you got
because of my group, they appointed me and one other guy to be two, because the delegates basically get smaller and smaller and smaller as they reach the top. They're basically working their way through a township, through a district, through a state, and then a national. And so as they go, they pick their people and they eliminate more people until they're actually basically voting one or two people from their state to the top. That's basically what it is.
As delegates?
As delegates.
What the hell do delegates do?
The delegates are the ones that vote.
They cast the
We're voting for people to vote.
So do you campaign as a delegate?
It's a secret. I shouldn't say secret. It's a very backdoor process that means everything.
Oh, fuck, guys.
Now,
I'm so pissed.
But here's the creepy thing, though. So we thought, okay, well, that's cool. That's kind of weird, but, anybody can be a Republican delegate. So that's great. We're going to use them. And there we go. We figured it out, So we go in there, but no, we get contested. And not only did we get contested, by law, or supposedly some law says, at least in the state of Missouri, that they have to publish the location publicly of those meetings at least 24 hours before the date, which could be on page 53, which I think it was.
Right.
But those who know about it go, and those who know about it probably don't need to read the fucking paper because they already know what they're doing. So we get there, and it's supposed to be in a specific spot, and it's not there. And so we're looking all over the place. Switch locations, and when we show up, finally, there's a little group of people over there meeting. How did they know to move and not us? Yeah. So anyway, we still succeeded. Got the guy out, and everybody else succeeded, and we started succeeding. So I got pushed into the district. And I was so me and a few other people. So I was in there. And so as the district, I got a week before that, I got a letter that said, you are a contested delegate. You may show up, but you're not, you may not be participating.
Did they give you a backpack with the weapon?
No. So this is what's creepy. It was the morning of the caucus. we didn't know what that meant, because some guys were like, this is just a scare tactics, it's bullshit, they're just printing shit. And it was like on a cheap-ass piece of paper, like somebody typed it real quick and cut it out of the middle piece of a 8x10 paper, copied it and sent it off. It's like you can see the line of the, broken piece of paper, like, yeah, so I was believing them. I'm like, yeah, people are like, yes, bullshit. So the morning of the district, I wake up, I'm getting ready to go, and I get this phone call on my cell phone. I'm like 21 at the time. And I pick up this phone, it's like, is this Rick? And I was like, yeah. He goes, I'm at a payphone right now. You need to get this information to your people right now. I was like, what? and obviously he's like, God damn it, I can't fucking believe they're doing this fucking shit. This guy's like going almost crazy. He's like, they're gonna, I said, what is going on? He's like, they know who all the Ron Paul people are. They're gonna be, the police are gonna be there. They're gonna have the room split in two. Son of a bitch. Fuck, I can't believe what's happening at this party. They're gonna just get this information out to your people as soon as possible. I was like, who is this? I can't tell you. I gotta go. What? Quick. So I'm like,
Deep called you?
yeah. Well, he was not deep throat. He was just some maniac. Literally, I could hear him. God damn it. It was like the most intense thing I think to this day I've ever experienced on the phone.
So was it legit?
So I call up this dude, this other guy I'm working with. I'm like, Ross. He's like, yeah, what's going on? I said, let me tell you about this weird guy who just called me. And we were like the two head delegates, or one of the head ones at this time. So he's like, all right, well, let's see what we can do. So we got there, and sure enough, room is split in two. Wow. And they had all of us, they had asking you, like, they had like our names on list, and so we had to sit in there and watch this stuff happen. So all these like Todd Aiken got up and started speaking to this group that's out here, and all those contested delegates are just sitting there. And so some people started speaking out, and started arguing. And some other guy stood up in the crowd, I can't believe what you're doing to these people. Todd Aiken, you're a fraud. And people were like yelling at him and stuff.
So you guys weren't allowed to vote?
No, we weren't allowed to take part in the process because we were contested. And it didn't say anything, we didn't know any rules about this at all.
Did they mention the process necessary to contest? Could you turn around and contest their delegates?
Yeah, and that's what when people were saying, no, that's just the game they play. Robert's Rules of Order still applies. It doesn't matter that there's a barrier there. We can still stand up and make our voices heard. And that's what happened.
At that point,
I was taking out a phone and just started recording it and being like,
well, I did.
Here's the play-by-play, yeah.
I took a camera out, and then a guy saw me and goes, I told you to take your camera and put that away. And I was like, show me the license agreement, because we were in a public place that says I can't use my camera. He's like, get out! And he tells the officers, escort this man out immediately. I got thrown out. A bunch of other people got thrown out. And so like...
So many skull rings were there,
dude.
Skull. You guys know the skull? Heard of the skulls? Okay.
No. What's the skull? What's that?
You were shaking
the fraternity, like the...
Isn't it like a secret society?
I'm purely going off of
the skull and
movies,
bones?
Skulls, but yeah.
Yeah, with Joshua Jackson.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. There was, that shit happened, and then, we had our own meeting, and we went to the state convention anyway. Well, we weren't allowed to do anything.
Yeah, that's garbage.
But they did have, these biker dudes that were supposed standing, all over the Ron Paul contested delegate people.
Oh, my gosh.
So... yeah, it was crazy. But, and then, I looked at it, I thought, in principle, I said, it's kind of, because there was a meeting, the meetings were fun. They were, grassroots crazy, we're busting in people's shots, we love Ron Paul, whatever. And then it became, this organized thing. And I remember after a while, they were telling us, we got to be careful what we say, we got to be careful how we dress. And I was just thinking, I don't think I like this anymore. And some other guy even said it before me, he goes, we're becoming just like them. He walks out. It was, and it did, man. Because I thought about it, because my dad asked me, he's like, well, even though that's how it works, people, if people voted a certain way, do you still think you guys would have tried to just say that, what people didn't vote for Ron Paul, and you guys picked Ron Paul? And I thought about that. I was like, that's what's fucked up about it. Because even though we thought we were cool as people, we discovered this back door, which obviously still didn't work. It was rigged from the beginning. The purpose was basically to go against what the people were saying, and that's us thinking we're right. We're going to change things because we believe this is the right way, and that's when I was like, and that's why I think a lot of evil started happening even in our group. The Ron Paul group fell apart at the end, because there were people questioning it, and there was a big fight at a campfire with all us Ron Paul supporters one night. Yeah, I was just like, okay, and then there was it was at the RNC, so there was all this. like war in the streets. People in St. Paul were telling me how, man, I can't believe all the police there. I've never seen anything like this. And there were riots happening. It was just a weird time.
There was a riot at the DNC too, but it was about marijuana.
Really?
Yeah, there was like a line of, this is before weed was legal in Denver. I think maybe medicinal was at the time, but there was like all cops in riot gear and like all kinds of stoners with little handkerchiefs of vinegar, which I learned that night that vinegar, if you have that over your nose and tear gas or something comes out, it helps. So if you're ever in a riot, bring some vinegar and a handkerchief.
Interesting.
So they both had riots. I didn't know that the RNC had riots going on.
They had all kinds of them.
Great.
Well, I don't know how it is on the Democrat side. I wonder if even the radicals, if you want to say within the Democrat side, don't have their stuff.
There's 100% way to stem the tide of any type of grassroots movement.
That's true, right?
Yeah, both sides probably have it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm making a gross assumption here, but I think it's a fair assumption.
The Democrats had Wilder
you're probably right.
Valderrama and Spike Lee. He was there. Spike Lee, Wilder Valderrama, Fergie. All the faces were out.
Did you guys ever play the game Myst?
No.
No. I've heard good things about it.
So really, it was an old game that.
Board game?
No, it was a computer game, but you like clicked on like it wasn't like an action type thing. It was like you clicked on pictures and it was like a riddle throughout the whole thing. And it's basically like this guy has this power to write these books, and you can go into the books.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so the world of Myst is a world that this guy wrote. And you're playing. I think you're like I don't know who you are. I think you're just some guy that happens to fall into his book into this world.
That's cool.
And so you got to like get out of Myst or something. But anyway, there's like this red book and there's blue book that's in this library. You know, when you open it, it would just be like, you know, a screen of something. When you clicked it, that's where you would go. Well, this one would be always like this crazy looking like static and stuff. And there's like a hazy guy, you know, in there. And so when you go to the other worlds, you'll find red pages or blue pages. And so you take all the pages to the book.
Matrix.
That's what I was
kind of. Yeah. And so as you place pages in each book, you know, the face becomes clear and you start learning like there are other guys like, I've been trapped in here for years. I need you to get me the blue page. Don't look at the red book. He's a liar, you know, and so then you find out both of them if you
it's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor. And eventually there's a secret book in the background that's green that's where you have to figure out all the puzzles to get there.
Red, blue, green.
Yeah. But if you go to the blue, if you rescue the blue book guy, he traps you in there and goes and parents supposedly screws up Myst. And then same with the red guy. They're both bad.
Yep, they're both
bad. But
equally negative.
So you have to do all this work, do all this research for all these books to find the truth that's locked inside.
And the green book was the answer all
along.
Crazy. Ergo Ralph Nader. There you go.
So you were thinking Matrix. I was thinking Gumby.
Gumby!
A lot like Gumby.
I was thinking Page Master.
Page Master.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, man. You never saw Page Master? That's your age group, I think. Dude, Christopher Lloyd.
And it's like a live action mixed with cartoon, right?
Yep.
Had Whoopi Goldberg's voice in it.
Whoopi Goldberg, yes.
Who was the
Macaulay
kid? Was it Macaulay Culkin?
It was Macaulay Culkin.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
So.
That's on par with Neverending Story. Love that movie.
I can't watch it.
Neverending
Story. No?
I loved it when I was a kid, but now it's like, bad.
Is this gonna end?
I mean, yeah, it's bad, but it's great.
No, I've got movies like that too, like Goonies. Chris was like, why the hell do you watch this? And I'm like, because it's fantastic.
I want to find a well one day with the treasure ship in it, please.
I want to ride a Left Dragon.
Which, when I was a kid, was awesome. But then when I go back and watch it, I'm like, man, that horse needs to die faster.
He was in the swamp of sadness.
Yeah, it was pretty sad too when I was a kid. Now I'm like, just die already.
Have you listened to the song though? Again? Because you should.
I haven't.
It's so compelling.
I need to. Okay, I will. I don't want to subject my kids to it, but I will watch it at some point.
It's so good.
I believe the main actor in that eventually went on to do Sequest, and then eventually went on to kill himself.
Sequest.
Oh.
But I could be wrong. I might be mixing up the actor. Did you see Sequest?
So.
You didn't see Sequest?
I did not.
Dude!
Rockadoodle.
Rockadoodle.
Oh my god, Rockadoodle! I saw that within the last 5 years. It's on Netflix, guys.
Wait, I'm trying to remember the premise though of Rockadoodle. I mean, I realize he's like a Johnny Bravo like rooster.
Yeah, he like strikes out on his own. He's like a big fish in a small pond at his farm, and then he goes to the big city.
Yep.
And struggles.
Is there like a cat with a bordello or something?
Probably.
Oh my god.
There usually is.
Oh wait, I'm mixing up.
Lady in the Tramp.
No, there's one called
Coolville, Cool Town.
Cool Town.
What?
This is Cool Town.
They had Brad Pitt and.
Sounds pretty cool.
You guys never saw that?
No.
It mixed live action and cartoons, and it was like all adult and crazy. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it. I can't remember. It's like cool.
I really hope it's Cool Town.
It's Cool Town.
Brad Pitt was one of the guys who lived in my fraternity house.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
As William Pitt. He wasn't even Brad then.
Does he have like a carving in the wall anywhere? Like,
No, we got his composite hanging on the wall, like
And for
real
those who don't know
high.
what a composite is.
A composite is like everyone's headshot. It's like senior pictures,
oh.
For the frat.
and like everyone who was in it that year. And William Pitt's is like real high up on the wall and like bolted real good to the wall because people like to steal composites and especially ones with William Pitt on it.
William Pitt. Good old Billy Pitt.
Good old
The
Bill
Pitzer.
Pitt. The Pittinator.
But the legend goes
Making coffee.
he left Mizzou like with like 3 credits left to graduate to go to Hollywood. And all the fraternity brothers were like, "You're a fucking idiot.
What a
man.
loser.
You're never gonna make it."
If I remember
And then
correctly.
he was like, "Fuck you guys," and he's never given up a dime since.
he originally donned a
you
chicken
guys.
suit when he got to Hollywood. Is that how the anecdote goes?
Really?
Yeah, he was working on the street handing out flyers wearing a chicken suit, something like that.
Worked his way up.
Wonder how long the alumni office continued to call him for donations.
Probably still do.
Oh yeah, they kicked me out, and they still asked me. So I can imagine that they're definitely asking him.
I feel like they should wait at least 10 years. Any college alumni office has to wait at least 10 years.
They have to wait till your student loans are paid off.
I know. I
Which
wish
is
there was
gonna be
some
50
like
years,
Yeah,
so,
system that like
That jazz.
unchecks your name for as long as you still owe the college money, then checks it once you paid it.
University of Dayton was asking for donations before they sent out diplomas.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Want your
forward
diplomas?
stuff right
How
there.
about a donation?
Yeah.
NPR
Not
gets
that you're
aggressive.
heavily in debt. Think you can spare some oil change, mister?
Have you ever like donated to NPR?
One time.
They will come after you. They're
Yeah.
like, hey, you donated that one time. You want to donate some more?
I've hung up on him a couple times. I'm like driving and a
Yep.
random number calls me and I'm like, "This is Sean." Like, "This is whatever the fuck from NPR." Would you? No, I'm sorry. I'm making a left.
It's actually Diane Reeves every time. It's legit.
I wish Diane Reed would call.
I was gonna say I'd have probably given her. Some
I will
money.
give Diane Reed money if she calls me.
So she's a very pretty older lady, and I did not expect that from her voice.
Yep.
She's all like, "I'm a million years old. This is Diane Reeves, and I'm dying in front of your boy."
We've talked about her
guy.
before.
Yeah.
Actually, on here.
And then you see the picture, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She's like, what are you, like a former dancer or something? What is that?
Yeah,
she's
she's
like,
got, what's it called? Vocal dysphonia or something?
all right.
So
It just sounds like she got really
yeah.
old.
Evidently it's something with her vocal cords, like something they rub together too much or vice versa. She
Catherine
gets
Hepburn
cortisone
invaded
shots.
her throat.
Yeah.
And now she's...
I'm Diane Reed.
But seriously, I expected like a little old lady that was like 95, and it's like,
Nope.
you danced in chorus lines or something. I don't know what that's all about.
I got like surprised into donating to the St. Louis Symphony.
Nice.
So right after I graduated high school, I was in Target like trying on clothes, and my phone rang.
Like you do.
Like you do. Because, you browse the clearance section and everything's
Hell
$5
yes.
and you take 800 things in there and have time. So, like you do. So I was in there trying on like mounds of clothes and I got a call and it was a symphony and I didn't know what to do. Like I'd never gotten a call like that before.
They were
So
just playing for you?
No, it was their office, silly.
Aw. You think that'd be the hard sell though? They should be like playing when you
Yeah.
answer like, oh, this is beautiful.
Really cool.
Did you like that music? Would you like it to continue? That's gonna need some money from you.
Sadly, no, it was just some like intern probably.
Their marketing's crap.
Yeah, so they called me and they were like, "Hey, do you want to donate?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I was in the orchestra all through like elementary, middle, and high school, so I'm like, oh, well, okay, sure, I'll donate $20." They proceeded to call me for the next like 8 years.
Yep. Like
and finally,
twice a year.
I said, finally, I realized that I didn't have to tell them that I was me. When they answered the phone.
Like, no.
So they called and they're like, "Is this Jesslyn Dezoship?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, that's a weird name. Sorry, this must be your wrong number."
She died.
What a dumb name that is.
I thought it would add like an extra level of plausibility.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, just who, what, Vazoo, what? No.
What was that word you said there, person? Dumb.
Yeah, so I said, no, that's, I guess she no longer has, I don't know, this is not Jesslyn.
Did they stop calling? Because that'd be great. Oh, they took out the list. Excellent.
Suck it, Symphony.
Well done.
Beat the system. You got it. You beat it, boo.
These are small victories in my life. I don't have much to beat.
Oh, those are the best victories.
I don't zipline with Nazis.
I probably work with Nazis. I don't know.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
we could be working with Nazis.
Secret
all of us.
Nazis. Those are the worst type of Nazis.
Sounds like a history program show. Like a History Channel show.
History's Mysteries with Secret Nazis. Mr. Rogers was not a secret Nazi.
Mr. Rogers was great. I always want to start an improv show, like with a cardigan on and like taking it off. Like, oh hi, I didn't see you there. Welcome to Casual.
Take the shoes, change them.
Yeah.
Can I just point out a thing that I'm sure a lot of people have pointed out and figured out about Mr. Rogers in the past? But
Okay.
the mailman's name was Mr. McFeely.
Yeah.
Oh, good, Mr. McFeely.
These are the things, like Mr. Ingerson's balls and the tight pants. Maybe go back. Don't call him Mr. McFeely. That would be my. If I was the director of it, I'd be like, you know what? It's a kid's show.
Yeah.
Mr. McDonald. Do that. Great. No, we can't call him McDonald's because McDonald's great. Mr. MacArthur. Awesome. Done.
The only other acceptable name would be Mr. McPedophile. I will allow that on my show.
So you're right. Making Mr. McPedophile is the first
The
track.
first one.
Yeah.
And then it's like, we'll go with McFeely. Let's
Mr.
stick with that.
McPedophile's a little hard. A little strong.
Your friendly neighborhood
has a double
milkman, Mr.
meaning.
McGropey.
Mr. Yeah. Mr. McFingerbang. My mail's here with Mr. McFingerbang.
Mr. McFingerbang.
Oh, fuck.
Here it is, children. Mr. McFingerbang.
Now let's all go to the land of make-believe.
Oh, my God.
Think happy thoughts.
I only want to see 10 seasons of
Mr. McFingerbang.
Mr. McFingerbang. I have no idea what he does.
King Friday was a secret Nazi. I just want to be clear about that.
King Friday.
Oh.
Man, I think I have an idea of what Mr. McFingerbang does.
That's a fair assumption, I think, yeah.
Zing.
I'm voting Mr. McFingerbang. Write-in ballot. Boom.
Yeah.
I feel like he has like the same like body structure as Mr. McFeely. Like he looks like Mr. McFeely from far away until you get close. He's just like wild and cracked out with his finger. Oh, that's not Mr. McFeely. It's Mr.
Where
Fingerback.
did Mr. McFeely go? I miss Mr. McFeely.
Maybe he's the kid that plays Ding Dong Ditch dressed up as him.
Back then he was just little Billy McFingerbang.
Yeah, Billy McFingerback. Yeah.
Wow.
God, Mr. McFeely.
I loved Mr. Rogers as a kid, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
he's
great.
Oh yeah, his show was awesome.
The one with the Crayolas that gets played 80 billion times, I could still watch that. I want to eat those Crayolas. They look delicious.
They call them macaroni and cheese now. So they want you to.
Wait, they call...
cheese.
Well, there's like...
What?
Color.
One of the colors is like macaroni and cheese orange or something. Like,
I'm going to put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
With
yeah.
the nuts.
I mean, is our cat
mouth
just running
Nazi.
back and
I
forth
guess.
upstairs?
That's
I
what
was
thought
just
somebody was
noticing
here
that.
for.
Somebody's running
That's
around.
what I heard.
You're being robbed slowly upstairs, and you're like,
I think.
just keep the podcast going. It's fine, guys.
Don't take my vintage couch.
You said vintage cat. I was like, how does that...
She's so young. She's too young to be stolen.
But they've got a new show based on Mr. Rogers called Daniel's Neighborhood now, which is all animated. So it's the son...
Damn, Daniel.
Yeah. What?
Have you guys seen, there's this Vine on the internet that's blowing up, and it's, damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white vans. It's so stupid.
No, I haven't seen that.
Just search for damn Daniel. And
Damn Daniel?
It's so stupid.
All right.
Anyway, continue. I guess it's not
Oh, no,
that
that's...
deep.
No, let's talk about stupid. That's awesome.
That's all, I mean, that's all it is.
Everything is dumb humor now.
Everything is
Yeah.
dumb.
It's like
So
5
it's this
seconds of
kid.
how dumb can you be?
Yeah, it's this kid, I guess whoever's filming keeps following this kid named Daniel, who's like really cute. He's like the epitome of cute high school guy, and he's got like swoopy hair, and it's wonderful.
Oh, okay. It's not like cute like little kid. It's like cute like teenager. Okay, all right. Justin Bieber. Right. Okay.
Yeah, like senior in high school, like not quite legal, but like he's cute. And I guess this whoever's filming just sneaks up on Daniel all the time, and then he like surprises him, and he goes, "Damn, Daniel!" And Daniel wears white Vans a lot.
Okay.
Back at it again with the white Vans. And Daniel's like running away. It's really stupid and wonderful.
No, it's one of those things you have to see. So everybody look it up.
Damn
Daniel.
So what's this show?
What's what show?
Daniel's
Neighborhood? Oh, it's a kid's show. It does not compare to the awesomeness that is Damn Daniel.
There's a show that a dumb show that I enjoyed watching in college on EWTN. Which is like...
Oh, I know you're... Yep. O'Day.
No. Entertainment
No,
Weekly.
not O'Davy.
No?
It's called We Are Catholic. And it's a show that was made in Spain.
Okay.
It's a cartoon. And it's like... Oh, it's so good.
It's making like, fun of Catholics the whole time?
No, it's like... It's indoctrinating the next, iteration of Catholics.
It's pro-Catholic. Okay.
Yeah, oh man, so pro. Like, too pro.
This is not a moral oral situation. This is a, hey, be Catholic.
This is like, hey...
And EWTN's like the Catholic network.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
So, it just was fascinating to me to just watch from the perspective of like, man, kids are like growing up with like this as their parent in a way, and like as their teaching tool. And some of these lessons are fucked. Like, for instance, one of my, I always go back to is like the rich, wealthy guy in town who made all his money at the cookie factory and like was the reason the village existed. His son was like going through like, he's an atheist, maybe he's into God, but his dad, the poster of his dad or painting of his dad is sitting over the hearth, and it's like this old, like, real Jewy looking guy with mutton chops and little like glasses holding a coin.
So wait.
Like, just like, fuck it, like to the extreme.
How long on the zip line before you got to the old Jewish painting? I'm just wondering. No? Alright.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
So, yeah. So if you ever get a chance to check out We Are Catholic, every episode is gold. Not
is that a Jew joke?
No, but yeah, just every episode has its own like little thing that it's just like, oh man, they're like real like kids, and oh man, and you just think of all the kids who are like looking at this and growing up, and then it's people who like get into the real world and they're like, fuck, like it must be how people who were indoctrinated into super religion shit and then like see the light in the real world, it must be likened to me and my parents lying to me about Santa Claus. Like once I saw the light of like there not being a Santa Claus and Easter Bunny, it just like hit me in the balls. Like just
you mean when you first found out there was no Santa?
Yeah, it's bad. Like,
wait, what?
Yeah, don't let your kids listen to this.
Yeah, you ruined me forever.
No, yeah, no.
They were going to listen to this before that.
Those kids were going to get presents this year, and now they're not.
So different perspective. Do you do the Santa bullshit with your kids?
Yes.
Why don't you just give them a gift and say it's from you? Why do you got to fucking lie to them?
I love the concept of magic, and I want them to enjoy a little bit of that.
Yeah, but then you're going to steal all that away from them one day.
But it's not only a parent-child relationship, it's the kids and all of their friends.
Yeah, there's a social element to
maybe
it.
their friends know before them, and then all, like we
That's
said
what happened
before,
to me.
all their friends are like, don't tell Rick, he doesn't know, he's a fucking idiot.
I remember even my mom, like, I remember, going back to that, when that happened, those kids think there's no such thing as Santa. And I remember some kids, I heard it float around before. Like I heard this stuff before, but like just kind of start wrong. We're getting at that age now where people are starting to figure it out. But to me, my world is still encased. And this kid, he was kind of a jerkbait of a kid, but I remember he comes and he goes, he looked like deep into my eyes, like a fourth grader. I think I was up there. He goes, there's no such thing as Santa. I was like, what? He goes, no, I'm serious.
That's great.
I woke up and saw my mom pouring the milk.
Now come back in this closet with Mr. McPedophile and me.
But, you know, I can't even believe I say this, but this time, man, I was just like, he was connected to me. And what he was telling me was ringing these bells. Like, there's no Santa. I think I saw my mom once, but I went back to sleep. And I'm like, it all makes sense.
He dropped truth on you, and you were like,
So,
what?
I remember I went to my mom right after that. And was like, Mom, I need to ask you a serious question. She's like, what, honey? What is? I said, Santa Claus isn't real, is he? And she goes, come on, honey, let's go talk in the other room.
Oh my god!
But what type of talk did you get? Now, so the story always ends here. Let's go talk in the other room.
Well, no, so I can tell you.
Yeah.
So we're on my mom, I remember almost like, if my memory is correct, I think looked legitimately sad about it.
I was bawling.
Yeah. Wait, you looked sad or your mom looked sad?
My mom looked sad.
Your mom looked
I was
sad.
more just kind of like, okay, this makes sense. Like, I get shocked.
Sure.
I remember like the feeling in my stomach. I was like, I can't believe I bought it. Almost as if I was mad that I missed the secret.
Yeah.
You know, I missed. They were doing that. Like, yeah. I was like, so where do the cookies come from? We buy those. I said, oh. What about you? Do you guys eat the cookies? Like, no. Oh, what do you do? We just break them into crumbs. Like,
wow, she just laid it all out. She's like,
yeah, I was like, oh, wait a minute. What about the tooth fairy? She's like, no. I was like, so there was no fairy that put $1 under my pillow? And she goes, no, honey, there was. I said, the Easter Bunny? And she goes, Easter Bunny too. I was like, wow.
All it was.
That's how mine went too when I was in first grade. So
Yeah.
it was just like, oh no. It was just constant breaking down. And
Yeah.
you're going to do that to your kids.
I didn't have that.
Your kids are going to have the breakdown.
No, there was no breakdown for me. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it was, you know, I didn't understand it. I was like, did I still get presents? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's pretty much it.
Tomato,
It was
tomato.
gradual for me. Like,
Really?
I heard the whispers and I was like, is it? No.
Right.
Nah.
Right. Right.
No. So
Terrible.
It makes
speaking
all the
from
sense.
a parental perspective, man, like, honestly, the goal is that they can embrace some level of whimsy for at least a small period in their life that they can look back on, so that, you know, it's not, oh, well, it's all been sterile reality for the entirety of their existence. It's they have some level of
They have a reality that you destroy later on.
all reality is
And
going to
then
be destroyed.
It's like religion.
How you
It's
cope
the same
with it.
thing. So you have a
every
reality
day
that you think
have
exists.
the breaking down of concepts you held yesterday. If you can't cope with them correctly, you haven't been appropriately raised.
Gotta start
I
again.
want you to tell your daughter that when she's bawling.
I will gladly do. No, what I will say is, what I will probably say, I don't know, because I'm not there yet, is just, the idea of a Santa Claus still exists. I bring you the presents, but the hope that that type of thing can be is still very valid. So,
You know, I was even thinking, I just think,
My daddy says
About-
the idea of Santa still exists.
I think there were like aftershocks when I found out, because then I just remembered something. Like, after I've asked the initial questions, the initial interview is over with, I now know the immediate situation that I've experienced in my house all these years was officially a lie. But then I remember the hairy old man that I sat on top of in the fucking store and realized that was just some dude I didn't even know.
well, see, that's
He
what
didn't
everybody,
care that I wanted presents.
everybody gets preoccupied with the concept. Oh, well, my parents lied
He
to
didn't
me.
care.
Your parents lied to you when
Did.
they said you were going to achieve some sort of dream that you wanted to.
Mm.
They lied
Tell
to
your daughter
you
that too.
every day of your life, because that's how they got through their lives, is being lied to with some level of hope that they can never really truly promise themselves or anyone else.
Does
That's
it
what a
make
college
it
diploma
right?
really is.
So let's continue
Does it make
lying
it
to
right?
the generations and continuing
Okay.
about the reality.
So we're going to jump to religion then.
Yeah, I've been trying
That's
to
a
jump to
coping
it for a
mate.
while here.
If you want to break it
We're
down
still
to its
coping.
core, it's a coping mechanism to get through a lot of just dark, horrible subject matter that's day-to-day life for people in general and human existence, right?
And keep a baseline
Of sanity.
order.
Yeah, well, not even, let's avoid the order, right? Let's just say it's just so we don't all go, well, fuck it, doesn't matter. I'm just gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill a bunch of other people. Not that they would necessarily even go to that. I'm just gonna completely recluse myself away and indulge in whatever I like. Or, you know, just,
Sounds nice.
there's fear that drives everybody every day to do bad things or good things, and it's a coping mechanism. I'm not trying to like say, oh yeah, you guys need to be religious. You know, I'm not going to
instill some fear in your kids.
No, it's because it's already there. It's not, you don't have to instill it in them. Children are naturally afraid of.
I don't know if that's true.
I
I think the way that we bring up kids makes them naturally afraid. I don't think that kids, like real human kids, brought up in a non like. There's a cool thing that I read one time. I think I talked about it here called "The First Men," and it's like a short story of like email exchanges between people doing like an experiment with these like random babies that they've assembled from across the U.S. and they just have them in like this closed like area and they teach them just like certain things that are like math and sciences and let them live as if they were like basically animals, and they like progress like higher than society has ever progressed, and they're able to like move the farm area to like a space just a couple seconds ahead of time, so it just appears as like a gray blob and no one can ever enter it, like, because we don't have the dimensional understanding of them. Anyway, the point was that there's all these like human potential. There's all this human potential that we're squelching. But it had to be unlocked by, like, no influence from anyone else? Right. Or, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Very limited influence and letting kids be the things that they're supposed to be. Not giving them... One of my children... I'm not even going to give that specific. One of my children became very afraid of the dark. We didn't go, oh, the dark's scary. We didn't go, oh, there's monsters in the dark. Oh, there's ghosts in the dark. Oh, the dark's going to hurt you. I think that's sleep in the dark. Yeah. But the fear was there. It developed because it was uncertainty, because it was unknown. So, I mean, that's why I feel that fear is an already inherent element of human development. It's then how you direct it that ultimately can become a good or bad thing. Yeah, I could see that. It's a survival mechanism. It's innate, that I feel like being afraid of the dark, I feel like, is an innate thing. I don't know if that's anything that's learned or not. I think there are certain things that are just like innate in species, and we're probably no different than that.
Well, I was thinking too, though, like a baby, which is a person, is crying about everything, really, because
that could be pain, though.
Well, it could be, but it could also be the fact that because you remember when you fell and slipped and hit your knee on the ground and scraped it, you probably cried the first time it happened to you, and of course, it doesn't actually hurt less, it just, you get used to it. And sometimes I think the baby is actually just learning all the stimulations the body is imposing on you. I mean, you feel hungry. Oh, I mean, you don't have
that's accurate.
No way of getting any food. You have to hope that something brings it to you. You're like focusing now in this new reality you've been born into, but as the conscious, you're like experiencing this shit. Like, it was weird. I actually even had a flashback when I had my immunization done. I remember like being really, really young when I first felt that pain go through my whole arm.
And that is some of the first pain, like external pain that they get to experience.
Yeah, and it happened to me like 1991, 89. I saw my immunization, so I got all those shots. But yeah, I mean, I think hunger and any type of like stimulating response that requires you to get something with a severe consequence of not getting it.
Sure. But I think it stems from that pain. The hunger pains, poop in your pants, causes diaper rash, and that doesn't feel too great.
That's true, right. True.
Yeah. Eating pains, pooping pains.
Yep.
Yeah.
Life is pain.
But it does seem, though, that kids are more apt at a young age to just embrace the next child.
Absolutely.
There's no
inherent hate there, yeah.
I don't know where that comes from.
That's instilled.
It's gotta be. Opinion. It's gotta be. That's my opinion, too.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You curb that fear of the unknown into then categorization of other elements that could potentially be dangerous, and then you wield it into an emotional heightening that eventually becomes a genuine disdain just at a guttural reaction sense. I mean, this is all my opinion. There's nothing to back any of that, but that's...
Wait, of what?
So the fear that we, kind of threw out there may or may not exist from the start of certain elements.
Okay.
I think can get focused in those negative ways where it becomes hate.
Okay. Yeah, no, they're similar. They resonate similarly, in my opinion, fear and hate and scared. They all resonate the same, and they all create the same after effect.
But hate ends up being targeted.
Yeah, I guess, but in the way that I'm thinking of it, love, resonation of love versus resonation of hate. Resonation of love will breed a different, more positive future, and resonation of hate, which is the same as resonation of fear, will breed a more like hateful, fearful future. So just the general like kind of you are what you eat kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Hungry breed.
You're a hungry
Like a
baby.
breed.
Half of a pizza and a hunk of bread. Great.
Yeah, so I mean, my goal would be to remind my kids that they enjoyed when Santa Claus wasn't just a thought. That would be my goal. You know.
But he is.
You found out something different. And I'm not going to take that away from you. But I also want you to keep that moment when there was magic in the world. So.
Well, I mean, there is magic in the world, I think.
And a butterfly's kiss.
Yeah, see, it sounds hippy-dippy, I think, no matter how you say it, but it's like I don't think, pay attention to the things around us and appreciate that. Like, there's no need to create unicorns when we've got so many animals on Earth that are already interesting.
Oh, I agree with you there.
So...
Stop spending all the money trying to genetically mutate horses into unicorns. That's what Demetrius is saying, I think.
Well, I mean, just being in touch with nature, being in touch, spirituality. I mean, I'm a big meditator. I meditate every day for an hour. So, just stuff like that, just appreciating what you have. I mean, it's kind of the Buddhist thing of you've got everything you need, but we live in a materialist, consumerist society that it tells us, this next thing you buy, man, it's going to make you happy, man.
Absolutely.
That last toy you got, fuck that shit. Let me tell you, this toy right here, this is the one. It's going to make you happy. We all want the shit. We want the yachts and all that shit. People say it all the time. Maybe money can't buy happiness, but it can buy a yacht, and I can name it happiness. But it becomes another thing, once you actually own it, and you're like, I don't even want to take it out, man.
Sure.
The weather's fucked up. Water's been
Yeah. No, an appreciation for what you have is, I agree.
I like that, though, seeing the magic in the world as opposed to trying to create it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what conspiracy theories are for.
What?
The magic
Creating
in the world. Yeah, creating the magic in the world,
Well,
right?
I think to appreciate the magic that exists in the world, you have to have already had some concept of
That's
magic
true.
in general.
Yeah.
So
The Gathering.
you have to be able to see. The quickening. I brought my sword. Did you guys? No? Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, it's over my head. I only knew that much.
Wait, no, you're a shaman. This is holy ground. I can't do it. Dang it!
This is a registered
This
church.
is holy ground.
This is a
right.
501c4 right here. We don't pay taxes in this location.
Tell that to the taxes I just paid.
Right now, you're a quickening evader, so
Oh, what?
Never mind.
I thought you were making a Highlander reference.
Oh, no.
No, was that not? None of that was a Highlander reference.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't know. So I make references I don't get sometimes. So,
All right.
yeah, sure. Yeah, it was. I can't tell you how many references or things I say that I don't even know what it means, and then someone else picks up on it.
Bye, Felicia.
No.
You don't get it?
Like, people laugh about it. I'm like,
What is that?
I mean,
Why
somebody
is that
says
funny?
something stupid and you're just kind of dismissing them. So it's like, hey, man, I'm going to make $1 million. You're like, bye, Felicia. You're just talking shit,
My
basically.
name's Sean.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
I don't get it, guys.
Damn, Daniel.
Miss Parker, when you going to let me fuck? What?
You just need to watch the movie Friday.
Yeah, clearly I need to watch the movie Friday. But
how many of those were there?
Oh my God, yeah.
6?
That's like,
I don't know.
you
Well, a lot more if you count the Friday the 13th movies, too.
up.
Oh, man. We're just going to count movies with the name Friday.
Next
Same
Friday
universe.
the 13th.
Freaky
Same
Friday.
universe.
Yeah.
Next Freaky Friday the 13th.
There's a
Damn.
crossover I want to see.
Triple crossover.
They had Predator and Aliens, and now it's
I want to see it. Ice Cube versus Michael Myers.
nice.
With some Lindsay Lohan thrown in there. Freaky Friday.
Then they switch bodies. Ice Cube's like, what the fuck?
Lindsay Lohan is Michael Myers.
Myers. Ice Cube is Lindsay Lohan. Michael Myers is Ice Cube.
Then it's Mike Myers from Monster Powers.
And Rob Schneider is a carrot.
Oh, good. A role designed for Rob Schneider.
Nonverbal movie trailers. That's the next big thing.
All right.
Burrow.
I would pay to see that right now. That starts Sandra Bullock, doesn't it?
Red from the cave, but it's too late for me to be saved. My face too numb to feel the burn. Put it out, put it out, put it out, put it out.